So let's get with a small story, right? Okay, so let's say there is a person A, right? And this person B and person C, right? In this big world, A sold a bike for ₹1,000 to B. That is the transaction amount that has happened. B purchased the bike from A for ₹1,000, and then B did some repairs, right? Let's assume the cost is 0 for the repairs. He himself is a mechanic, and then he did a further transaction with C for ₹1,500. That is, he sold the bike to C for ₹1,500, right? So for profit and loss, the things that you need to always understand are selling price, right? Cost price, profit, loss, or profit or loss percentage, right? So these are the standard ones that you get the information in, and also you have to find these values only depending on what's given and what's being asked, right? Let's get back to the story. So let's start with the B. So from this story, what is the cost price of bike for B? Right, B got this for ₹1,000, so that's the cost price, right? Cost at which a person got the product is basically the cost price, right? If by chance there was some repairs cost, right, let's assume it's ₹100 or something, then the cost price would be actually 1,100, right? Let's just ignore this. Let's assume that's the cost price of the bike. Now what is the selling price of the bike for B? This is for entire perspective of B, okay? He sold the bike for ₹1,500 to C, right? So selling price is the price at which the seller or the person whom we are concerned about is actually selling the product to some other person, customer or someone else. So B sold the bike for ₹1,500. So what is the profit or loss? Formula we do is selling price minus cost price. So that's it, right? If I buy a product for ₹1,000 and I sell for 1,500, that means I get some profit. What is that profit? That additional difference, right? So that's ₹500, right? If I sold it at a lesser price, let's say 800 only, that's 800 minus 1,000 would give me minus 200. That's my loss, right? If I'm talking about profit or loss percentage, what do? We do selling price minus cost price by cost price into 100. This is a bit similar to the percentages video. If you have seen it, if not, do watch that. That's a basic video that would help you understand this much better. So selling price minus cost price by cost price into 100, right? It's like the final value minus initial by initial into 100 sort of it. So here I have a selling price minus cost price is 500 and 1,000 is my cost price into 100. So that's 2Z to 50Z. So B made a 50% profit, right? Now let's get to the story of A. What is the selling price of the bike for A? That's ₹1,000, right? That's the price at which he sold the bike to B. What is the cost price of the bike? There's no part. The story is not complete to answer that, right? So it's still incomplete. So get that understanding. That is an intentional thing. You have to understand there is no universal profit or loss, right? It's a series of transactions that keep happening in this world. So you need to always focus on what's the focal point or what's the perspective from which I have to calculate the profit or selling price, right? Selling price of bike for A is not same as selling price of bike for B, right? It's going to be different. So there are different people, different transactions are happening. So you have to be careful on that. So the profit or loss would also be corresponding to this selling price minus cost price, right? 1,000 minus whatever it is. If it's ₹800, just assume that we fill the story. So it is ₹200 is his profit, right? Something like that. Something similar for C. I know the cost price of bike for C is 1,500, right? That's the price at which he got the bike. Sorry. Right? So that's ₹1,500. What's the selling price? No, the story is not complete. So I can't answer this for C. So hence I can't answer the profit and loss also for C. I can only answer from this story the profit and loss, selling price and cost price of B. That's the information we have, right? So understand the cost price is the price at which a person purchases a product. Selling price is the price at which the transaction finally happens. That is basically the person selling the product to someone else, the customer. According to that, I can find the profit or loss, that's in rupees or dollars, the absolute money, the loss or profit percentage by using this formula.